of us have submitted. If you haven't submitted, take another minute or so. You might be asked to defend yourself, so be ready to share. Okay, if you're finished, you can tilt your screen. Let me know that you're ready. So if your screen's open, you're still typing your key. Okay? So what we want to do is we want to quickly check in. If you look up here, I've copied down the 3 major criteria for themes. Kimberly, could you read the first criteria?
A universal message or message of text.
Good. Jasmine, what's the second criteria?
Avoid surface level thinking.
Good. And Guadalupe?
Avoid
Cliches. What do we mean when we say cliche?
Overused.
An overused phrase. Okay? Something that you would find on Tumblr. Okay? Or wherever you get your memes. Okay? So, the thing is that you can convey what you mean to say in a more original way than recycling something that has been passed down through hundreds of people. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip at random through 2 or 3 up on our board. And if you get flipped 2, I want you to defend yourself, and we're going to put you up, and we're going to see what the class thinks. Okay? Okay. So everybody should have your screens tilted. We are focused up on our board. Here we go. Martha. Okay? So, Martha, could you read your theme for us out loud?
One possible thing conveying makes and cues text could be like lessons because Mrs. Joella Bates Washington Jones gave the boy some math advice, and for the boy over the lesson listened. Here's a mistake of trying to.
Sorry, someone just submitted, which is why it's important to submit on time.
I'm trying to steal a popular for a purchase instead of asking for them.
Okay, so everybody take 1 minute just to reread Martha's theme to yourself. Okay. So Martha, why did you choose your answer?
Because if I was a boy, it would have been a life lesson for me not to try to do that mistake again. And at the end of the story, it said the boy wanted to say something else other than thank you, ma'am. So he really appreciated that life advice.
So, are you saying that the boy learned a lesson in this story? What would you say the lesson he learned was?
Not to steal.
Okay, that's one. But going here, we want to avoid just hitting the surface, right? On the surface, this is a story about stealing a pocketbook and learning the consequences of doing so, right? He doesn't get away with the crime. Right? But again, we don't want to just skim the surface. Is this just a story about stealing? Is that the only lesson this boy could have pulled from this experience? Martha, did he change in any other way besides learning that stealing is wrong?
He wanted to be trusted.
Can you explain that a little bit?
Well, in the text it says, if you do not want to be mistrusted now, so if you would have stolen his pocketbook, people wouldn't really trust him with other things.
So, what Martha is saying, because when I look up here, and I see, and everyone can look up here on her theme, I'm seeing that you're saying that the theme is life lessons. That's what your text says, right? Now, why is that ironically not a lesson?
It doesn't specifically say what kind.
Sure. So, or what's the lesson about life lessons? Is it that there's value in teaching those lessons to young people? What is it about lessons were you trying to convey? Putting you on the spot.
Can you explain yourself?
Well, you said one possible theme could be life lessons, and then you give us an example, right? You know what? We're gonna turn it to the class, and you're gonna help workshop this moment here. You've read her theme, which, by the way, has a lot of good things going on in it. Okay? If you look here, one possible theme conveyed in Langston Hughes' text would be life lessons, because Mrs. Llewellyn Bates, Washington Jones, gave the boy some life advice, and for the boy it was a lesson because he did the mistake of trying to steal a pocketbook. That's all very specific to the story, right? So we know that would break the universal rule if we were to say that that's the lesson down there. But what about life lessons? That could be a topic. Actually, that kind of goes here, doesn't it?
Yeah.
With educating youth. So what about giving life lessons or educating youth could Langston Hughes be trying to get at? That's the question I want you and your partner to explore for a minute. Okay? What about these life lessons could Langston Hughes be trying to convey? It's okay to not be sure. Take a risk. Share with your partner. Go ahead. Okay. So this is a toughie of looking for someone to take a risk. What did you and your partner discuss? There is a life lesson in the plot of this story. We know that she sits him down and tells him some things, right? Mm-hmm. Rather than focus on what she literally told him, let's zoom back and look at the fact that she's doing it in the first place, right? The topic is life lessons. What could Langston Hughes be saying about the importance of what Miss Bates is doing, or what Miss Jones is doing? Can I get someone to take a risk? Jasmine, take a risk.
Okay, so I was thinking you should try to I don't know how to put this, but ask before you try to do something that you'll regret, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Can you explain that?
Miss Jones was saying that telling him that he could have just asked her for the money he needed to buy the shoes, but instead he made the mistake of trying to steal her pocketbook or whatever, and that was a consequence on him because he didn't realize that she had a million things in her purse.
So again, I think I see what we're trying to do, Jasmine and Martha, is we're trying to crack that nut of what's the lesson she's trying to teach him. And actually what I want to do is I want to look at Ms. Jones. I want to look at the fact that she's giving him a life lesson. Let's zoom out to her a little bit. Francisco.
So, I was going to say that the lesson could be everyone has done something in their life that they're not proud of, but the best we could do is learn from it and not do it again, and teach or like give others advice on it.
Look here at what Francisco, I would snap if I weren't using my 2 hands. Could you stop looking at your computers? Half of, like, the third of the class that's been doing that all class. Okay? If you look up here, we've revised, and Francisco, could you read our revised theme?
One possible theme conveyed in Langston Hughes' text could be everyone has done something in their life that they regret. But what is important is that we pass on our experience to those after us.
Bingo. Okay? So you'll notice that this is still about life lessons. It's on the topic of life lessons, but what we've done is we've turned it into a specific message about life lessons. Right? Martha, how do you feel about your revised version? Should I post it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Great. So what we are going to do is we are going to take our break, and during our break, I'm going to put EA 2.1 on the back table for you to receive your work. When we come back after our 5-minute break, we are going to be turning and looking at our own stories. Okay? So be ready to talk about your creative minds. Okay? All right. Take a break.